Let's get it. Let's get it.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Back with another episode of One Time for the Fan. I am your host, Jack Spade, checking in with my co-host, my good friend, Bodie. 3000, Bodie, what's good, man?
I can't call it, man. I might spoil it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we
Ain't
cooling,
thing but
man.
chicken wing on the string, Mike G.
I feel you. Hey, we cooling. It's another beautiful day here in Atlanta. 100 degrees, man. What in the hell?
You call that? Yeah.
What in the hell?
Hell.
Like, for real.
Hell.
Well, this shit real out here, man.
Ugh.
About to start going back to the settings. About to start wearing tank tops, flip-flops.
I done fixed my camera on this thing. It looks so much better than it did before. I'm proud of it.
You got a new camera?
No, it's the same bootleg laptop camera, but it's better now because I fixed the resolution. That shit was on like 520 or whatever the hell.
Yeah, same for mine too. I got this HP camera. It's pretty good, but I'm about to go ahead and get the other camera hooked up.
Yeah,
shortly.
I gotta hook up that other camera. I'm gonna look like I'm in everybody's living room after that.
Nice. Yeah, I'm on some 3D shit. I'm trying to be in everybody's trying to be in your background, man. You're gonna be like, damn, man, is he in my house filming this podcast?
Yeah.
Got a lot to talk about. You got a chance to see the Braves recently?
I've been catching a couple of their games, and they don't let the Cubs beat them, and then I think they don't lost some other games too. But yeah that streak is done, but they still nice. They're gonna be all right.
Yeah, they still hot. Of course, in second place, they got a chance to still creep up and win the division. I'm not worried about the Mets.
Yeah.
Mets always fall apart at the last minute.
Yeah, they trash.
Yeah, not worried about them. Not too much going on with the Falcons. Of course, this here One Time for the Fan. Shout out to everybody who's in the chat. Shout out to everybody who's joining in on the screen. Hit that like button, hit that share button. Not too much going on with the Falcons. It's vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Training camp starts soon. But tonight, once again, Wednesday and Sunday, 8 o'clock, we talking Falcons football, man.
Always.
Talking Falcons. We talking Falcons football. You feel me? Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button. Got a lot to go over tonight. Talking about the Falcons defense. Are they better? Are they worse? We'll talk about that just a little bit. Talk about the top 5 cornerbacks under 25 years old. And we wouldn't talk about it unless there's a Falcon involved. So, of course, there's a Falcon involved.
Believe it.
We're going to get to that in a second. Bodie's breakdown is tonight. Can't wait to hear that.
Come with the heat.
Segment. Always. Jalen Hawkins was the first Bodie's breakdown 2 Wednesdays ago. And then last week, Lorenzo Carter was Bodie's second highlight for Bodie's breakdown. Now we are on week 3 of Bodie's breakdown. You never know what it could be. It could be a player, it could be a coach, it could be a game, it could be a uniform. You never know what Bodie's breakdown is, but Bodie definitely shines the light on something Falcons related.
Yeah.
And of course, go ahead, Bodie.
I would say, y'all gonna learn something tonight.
We definitely gonna learn something tonight. Boo Man Shouter should be here shortly. So we'll get him involved in a couple minutes. But just to start this whole show off, the Falcons have a player by the name of AJ Terrell.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a damn good player too. And eventually they're going to have to pay AJ Terrell a nice little heavy contract. We know that day is coming, Falcons fans. We're trying to lock up AJ to be a Falcon for life. We know it's going to happen. So we hope AJ finishes the season healthy so he can get this max deal coming up shortly. But There was a report out there about the top 5 cornerbacks or cornerbacks. I'm sorry, not cornerbacks under 25 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing this report, it's on PFF. Anthony Tresh. So he listed the top 5 corners under 25 years old. So number 5, he has Jalen Johnson. He's nice. He's a nice cornerback. He's a decent quarterback.
Solid.
Greg Newsome II. Right?
Pretty solid.
At number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, he has Trayvon Diggs. Right? The ball hawk.
Yeah.
Number 2, he has Patrick Surtain.
Patrick Surtain.
Yep. Number 1. What else are we doing this segment for? It's AJ Terrell. AJ Terrell definitely lives up to the hype of being the number 1 corner under the age of 25 years old. Some would say it's Diggs. Because, his situation with so many interceptions last season, and AJ wasn't, fortunate to get all those interceptions. I think he got like 2 last season, 3. AJ
about 2 or 3. I
2
can't
or 3
remember off the top. But they didn't throw to him, so
yeah, can't blame it.
There's a reason. They kept trying Diggs. They tried him.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you, Diggs remind me of Marcus Peters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ball hawk. Get you 1 million picks, but get toasted.
So with Anthony Tresh from PFF, do you agree with what he said about AJ Terrell being number 1 as the pretty much best cornerback in the league under 25 years of age? Some would argue Diggs. Some could argue Pat Surtain. But is it AJ Terrell? Is it Diggs? What's your thoughts on that, boy? As we're going to check the chat here shortly.
Number 1 all-around cornerback under 25, yes. I mean, AJ, the numbers speak for themselves. The Pro Football Focus numbers speak for themselves. They're the best for all corners under 25. I mean, you can't beat you. Look, numbers don't lie. Men lie, women lie. Numbers
don't lie,
and that's true. It just makes sense. I mean, like, let's be real. He was the highest rated corner or the highest graded corner from PFF. Really in the league, right?
Per Anthony Tresh, one of the writers from PFF. So, they're all valid accounts. I mean, they're not.
Yeah, absolutely.
PFF is a respected brand of journalists.
Yeah.
Over there, what they do with their football reports and so forth. But
and like I said, I keep it real. I keep it raw. Now, when we picked Terrell, I wasn't the highest on him. Probably because I was listening to a lot of the hype and a lot of the folks saying, "Oh, he got toasted in the championship game. He this, that, and the third." But he turned out to be. He exceeded expectations. His draft spot, where he got drafted in the middle of the first round.
Yeah,
he exceeded that spot. Now he's really got a chance to be the number 1 corner in the league. He's already top 3 right now.
So there's a couple of reasons why Anthony Tresh would put AJ Terrell number 1 as the top 5 cornerbacks under 25 years old. So, I mean, top 10 coverage players, another next gen stat.
Mm-hmm.
Number 10, they have Xavier Howard. This is based off of, let's see, they got player impacts, targeted, expected points. Next gen stats, 2021 stats. They have Xavier Howard, number 10, Jamal Dean, number 9, Levy Wallace, number 8, Cameron Dantzler, number 7, Anthony Brown, number 6, Kevin Bayard, number 5, Patrick Surtain, number 4, Razul Douglas, number 3, J.C. Jackson, 2, and of course our guy AJ Terrell, number 1. We talked about the cornerback impact ratings from Pro Football's Impact a couple weeks ago, where some people were bashing Pro Football's Impact's post that they put up, but they have a decent following, and they do cover football. Not to say that they're the best journalists or analysts in the game.
Yeah, but they don't put out bullshit.
They gonna put out bullshit just to get a bunch of likes and views.
Yeah.
This is Real deal, the truth. I mean, the CB impact ratings from last year, minimum of 400 snaps. AJ Terrell was number 1. DJ Reed, number 2. Fewest yards allowed in coverage since 2019. Richard Sherman, 227 yards. Jalen Ramsey, 309 yards. And AJ Terrell last season, 200 yards. So it's another report, PFF. AJ Terrell in coverage. Next gen stats too as well. Percentage of coverage versus running back, he's 4th. Percentage of coverage versus a wide receiver 2 or wide receiver 3, he's 1st. Percentage of coverage versus a tight end, he's 1st. Percentage of coverage versus a wide receiver 1, they have him at 29, but I'm guessing the reason why is because a lot of wide receiver 1s run from AJ.
Yeah.
So when he does get a chance to, lock up with one, it could be a play where they do get the first down, they do advance the ball. But otherwise than that, second down, third down, other plays, he's locking down the wide receiver 2s and 3s because the ones are running from him. And of course, they ran to Fabian because they didn't want no parts of AJ. Exactly. So they ran over to Fabian.
Yeah, that's that right there. They ran to Fabian. Like they didn't try him because they knew who he was. So yeah.
Top 10 defenders under 25. This is PFF again. Per Trevor Sikkema. Another PFF journalist. Patrick Surtain, number 10. Antoine Winfield, number 9. Brian Burns, number 8. Chase Young, number 7. Max Crosby, number 6. Rashawn Gary, number 5. AJ Terrell, number 4. Jeffrey Simmons, number 3. Michael Parsons, number 2. And Nick Bosa, number 1. I think they got that right.
Yeah.
Especially seeing that class. We're not talking about the cornerbacks here. Now they rated a bunch of different defenders under 25.
Number
AJ
4,
Terrell stands out in that class.
Exactly.
Nick Bosa, 1. Parsons, 2.
That makes
Jeffrey
sense.
Simmons, 3. AJ Terrell, 4. Decent pick by the Atlanta Falcons when they picked up AJ Terrell. I know a lot of fans were, wasn't too excited about it, but now it has paid off. And hopefully this season we get to see more of the lockdown corner from AJ Terrell. But yeah, your thoughts on AJ Terrell being rated number 1 from this PFF report for top cornerback under 25. Just your thoughts on that.
Numbers don't lie. What more can I say? The man got skills. I mean, he got a chance to be the top corner in the league. But we got the Ramseys and we got some good. He got some good comp. But numbers do not lie. This man is the real deal. And they do not throw to this man for a reason. Even from last season, they did not throw to him. They went to Fabian. They went to the safeties. They tried to throw over the top.
And Oliver was getting in stride too. So once he got injured, they went straight to the slot.
Absolutely. They killed the slot. They killed Oliver because Oliver was pretty bad earlier. But like at the end of the season, he got better.
He caught on before he got injured.
Absolutely.
He had a good little stride. He caught on before he got injured.
Yeah.
Which is why they brought him back.
Yeah. So he showed promise. So
get a chance to keep Oliver in your nickel defense. AJ Terrell goes to the next question now. And shout out to Joseph in the chat. I know the defense is going to be better. What positions do y'all think we need to add to? We're going to talk about that right now.
We're going to talk about that.
We're going to talk about that. Because the question is, Falcon fans, did the Falcons defense get better or worse? Falcons fans. Tune in to the chat. Ice Cold Wolf is here. I'll give it to him just because Pat's still fresh, but them clashing in the Super Bowl will be awesome. Okay.
Absolutely.
Lisa Shepard in the chat. A whole lot of armchair GMs completely missed initially on the AJ Terrell pick. You're right about that?
That's true.
Put a star on that one.
I ain't even mad to say I would sleep on him. I'm not gonna lie.
That one.
Yeah.
I don't get mad over the Falcons picks. It's just sometimes, you expect to see a player to come in here that you want it. Like during the draft, remember I said they're going to go pass rush.
Yeah.
But you guys said right there, they're going wide receiver. They're going wide receiver. Yeah. I said, all right, cool. So when they selected Drake London, I was like, all right, bet Drake London, cool. I wasn't mad about it. I wasn't upset about it. Even when we selected Chris Lindstrom and the video went viral with the fans at the stadium and they didn't want to see that pick. Look at Chris Lindstrom now. He's one of your best offensive linemen. He's probably going to be a Falcon for life. You need that.
See, that's the thing. I'm going to tell you this. I didn't get mad. I don't get mad over Falcons picks either. But at the end of Dimitrov's era, when we knew he produced busts and shit, like I was like, okay, it gave me a pause to question his picks, and we knew after if stuff didn't ramp up, then he was gonna be out the door anyway. So yeah, I don't necessarily get mad. I want to try to trust the process on these picks, but yeah, I think we was up for Dimitrov for me.
The Dimitrov picks, it was just the scouting department was wrong. And you're looking at what Terry was doing with the Saints.
Yeah.
They were bringing in some really good picks. So just imagine, going forward, like those years that we saw Terry with the Saints with some of those picks, some of those players that we hated, Falcons fans.
Yeah.
Because we're Falcons fans and they're the Saints.
Yeah.
But look at those picks. I mean, some of those players were pretty decent. Kamara is pretty good. Yeah. Marshawn Lattimore is a solid cornerback. You put Lattimore and Terrell on the same team. I mean, I know he holds a lot. He's like Alfred 2.0.
Damn sure do.
But can't deny talent. Can't deny talent. But a lot of those players the Saints picked up, man, it was through the draft. Shout out to Terry. Look what he did now with the Falcons over here with this draft. They got some players that you're gonna be entertained by for the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Kyle Pitts. I think Richie Grant will be here for a long time. AJ Terrell will be here for a long time. Dr. Arnold, Drake London will be here for a long time. We don't know about, Schaefer and Fitzpatrick. I hope Malone will be here for a long time, But, there's a couple players. You can see Terry, they'll come in here clean house in a minute. There's no love in the South.
Yeah. Oh, we can't wait to play with Julio. Out of here.
Julio's one of my favorite players. Out of here.
Out of here.
Don't believe the hype.
Bruh. Not
Don't
playing.
believe the hype. Remember what they were saying now with the Calvin Ridley situation. We don't know what's going on. The NFL been sent the letter. They've been told y'all back in October and November what was going on. You telling us in December and January you don't know what's going on. Don't believe the hype, Falcons fans. They'll keep stuff from you.
No team though. They could have traded Ridley, but they knew that he had an impending situation. They didn't dupe a team and try to get a first or nothing. So that's integrity on their part.
Going over the Falcons defense, did they get better or did they get worse? So check this out, right? They didn't get better. Like, there was a 4 and now they're a 7.
Yeah.
Nah, they're like a 6.5, and now they're like, more of a going real close to a 7.
Yeah.
You improve in some areas.
Yeah.
But we have to wait till they get on the field to see how it works out.
Okay.
You want him to be more physical with linebackers. Regardless of the contracts, the 1-year deals, you got that. Rashard Evans is physical. He is a pretty solid linebacker coming from Tennessee. He fits Dean Pease scheme. Check that out. You upgraded there. Though it's not Foye, because Foye led the league in tackles, and Foye got the bag, went out. But notice the Falcons do always develop certain players, and they always get the bag. Remember Taylor Gabriel got the bag? Even when Freeman left, I think he went to Detroit, he got a little bit of the bag.
Devondre Campbell
got the bag. Ricardo Allen, even before he retired, went to Cincinnati. 1-year deal was decent. Keanu Neal, I think he's still with the Cowboys. But these ain't players that fell off after they left the Falcons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some of these players still playing. So the Falcons can develop some players. It's just that sometimes it doesn't work with our team. Before they get in the bag in Jacksonville, so the spot is open now. You got much bigger at middle linebacker outside of Foye. You got a Devondre Campbell-sized linebacker with Rashard Evans. You got your Campbell back. Your tackler. Dion don't want to tackle. Dion, you don't want to tackle today? You got bigger with Troy Anderson. Much bigger.
And faster.
Sheesh. Nick Kowalski got bigger right there too as well. Even the kid from Cal, if he makes the roster.
Yeah.
The Dwayne. The one that we spoke to. The one that we spoke to at OTAs. If he makes the roster, they just make Dion look smaller. So did you improve? Did you get better? You went from like a low 6 to a high 6, going to a 7. Or if, for some Falcons fans, they said our defense was that trash. Well, we went from a low 4 to close to a 5. I think the defense will be better. With PFF ranking them at 29 in the league, some other media outlets will rank them at 31. Still trash. It's not where you want to be, as a defense.
Yeah.
But this season, I think we'll be better than 29 this year. We talked to DMPs. They're excited about Richie Grant. Excited about Jalen Hawkins. They brought back Eric Harris to, I guess, coach the young guys. Keep them, active in competition battles. Because Eric Harris ain't gonna play that much against Richie or against Jalen. They want Jalen and Eric Harris on the field most of the time. Dean Marlowe.
I mean Jalen and
Jalen Hawkins and Richie Grant. Richie Grant, yeah. But Bodie, did you think the Falcons defense improved? Did we get better? Did we get worse?
Let me break it down for you. This is how I feel. There's a difference between getting better and progressing for the future to get better. Is what I feel like we did. Okay. Getting better is going out and signing Von Miller, then going out and getting Honey Badger, then going out and getting, we didn't do that. Why? Because we smart. Now, we saving our money. We know that we got young cats and we got to retool. That's getting better. Is signing those players. That's instantly getting better. What we did was retool for the potential to be better. We Dean Pease got pieces to fit his defense and young guys with a lot to prove, like the Rashad Evans and the Lorenzo Carters and even the rookies with Arnold Ebiketie, Malone, just rookies that fit his scheme, rookies that have the makeup of the old teams he had that won Super Bowls and were top-ranked defenses. The type of makeup he has, because he had a vision. There's a reason. This is a Hall of Fame defensive coordinator we're talking about. Okay, this man went out and he had a vision for his defense. He went out and got the players to fit his vision. A lot of these guys, a lot to prove, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of questions. We got two safeties. We got to see what they got. We got to see if they're ready. Now, they've been in the league a minute, but we got to see what they got. And we got young linebackers. We got youngsters. You want to say we got better? I believe we got better than last year because we got so much potential. We didn't have potential last year. We had veterans who you knew what they were, and they weren't all that good. So that's my take on it. We didn't get better as in going to sign high-profile players, but we got better to sign or get rookies and young guys who are hungry. That's my take.
So let's go over this Falcons defense here. Right, so you got Jalen Hawkins, Eric Harris, Richie Grant, T. Saber. I don't know where we're going to put him. D. Marlowe too as well.
A lot of depth guys.
The depth is going to be crazy in certain areas. Wide receiver, running back, secondary. That's where the depth gets real crazy at. Your linebackers are set. You can go out and sign another linebacker if you want to. You don't have to. But they'll fit the scheme. But, the Falcons didn't just, they're not going to just be this top 10 defense this year. But did they get better in certain areas? Lorenzo Carter is going to come over. And if you look at his last season stats compared to Dante Fowler, much cheaper deal. And it seems to be a much better player if you're looking at the stats from last season.
Younger
Dante
player,
Fowler ain't give a shit out there.
More
look what Lorenzo Carter did in the last 6 games as a Giant.
Fowler got his bag.
Yeah.
He got his bag. He was like, all right, I got my bag. Now I'm chilling. Because he didn't put it in the work. You asked me. I watched that tape with Fowler. He was all over the place. He was not there. He was not pressuring. He was getting pancaked, all kind of stuff.
He caught the bag. Yeah. He caught Dimitrov in the era where just give out the money. Just what's that movie? I'm gonna get you, sucker. When he's handing around the hat around the church, just give the money.
Just give the money.
And Dante Fowler caught the bag off of it. Took the money and ran with it.
We were supposed to sign Robert Quinn. You know that, right?
Robert Quinn would have been a perfect fit. I mean, look at Robert Quinn.
Well, he led the.
Bro, he's low-key a sleeper. He's a monster. Bro, what?
Right. Well, not lead the league in sacks, but he had like 18 sacks That's all we had all year.
Mm-hmm.
As a team, we had 18 sacks. This man had 18 sacks by himself, and we were supposed to sign him, but he went to Chicago.
TJ Watt, too, as well, had more sacks than us.
Don't get me started on TJ Watt.
So the Falcons defense, we're not even going to get to Grady because Grady is the true reason why this defense can still at least remain somewhat in the game. Grady does do a lot.
Yeah.
AJ Terrell, Casey Hayward. Casey Hayward is an upgrade from Fabian Moreau. Much better upgrade. So you've won over there. If you wanted Richie Grant on the field more, last year was more Eric Harris and Deron Harmon. Now you get Richie and Hawkins. So if you wanted to get faster, everybody was high on Richie Grant coming out of UCF, second round last year. Now let's put him on the field. Let's see what he's worth. Because if he's going to be our franchise free safety, Falcons fans were talking about getting Kyle Hamilton. I thought Richie Grant was our guy.
Yeah.
But DMPs like safeties. And Richie Grant's going to be all over that field because AJ Terrell and Casey Hayward now, they're going to man up.
Yeah.
And if they at least lock down the secondary, the ones and the twos, wide receivers, for about 3 to 6 seconds, your defensive line should be able to get to the quarterback because he has nowhere to throw. Last year, they would pick you apart. The check downs, the quick flat routes, the quick out routes. Falcons got to be aware of that this season with that nickel base, or they're running that 3-4, of course. Safety's going to be up more in the box. Jalen Hawkins, Richie Grant. Like you said on the report of Jalen Hawkins, he's a thumper. So he's going to come up into the box. He's going to make sure his presence is known.
Yes.
Deron Harmon didn't really do that much last season. Plus, he's an older safety, so he wasn't trying to bang up his body that much.
Yeah.
He's decent with the coverage, though. He was okay.
He was decent.
But we haven't seen Hawkins, so I can't say Hawkins is better than Harmon. I haven't really seen Hawkins that much.
Yeah.
So I can't give him a grade just yet. But you got better with Casey Hayward. You got better at linebacker. You got that fast and physical that Dan Quinn was talking about. You really got it now. Look at the size of these linebackers. From Nick Kowalski, D'Angelo Malone, Abe. What's the guys from Notre Dame's name? Abe.
You talking about Guma something?
Ogumane? Oh my God, I can't remember his name. Lord, he's a beast too.
Yeah,
he's had to get after it.
And
last season he was getting shredded on the edge. They was destroying him, but he had opportunities. He had flashes.
He was draft pick last year, right?
He was a draft pick last year. I think, he came from Notre Dame in the fourth round, I think it was.
Yeah.
So we get a chance to see him this season. I think we'll talk about that Sunday with Kyle Andrews. Dr. Arnold should be your pass rusher of the future. The Falcons want a John Abraham-style pass rusher back on the Falcons. Not no Vic Beasley, not no one and done. We want a real deal pass rusher. And Sunday's episode, we're going to talk to Kyle Andrews from Penn State. He's one of the broadcasters from Penn State, one of the journalists. So he'll be able to give us some information on Dr. Arnold. But Bodie, the Falcons defense, could they be better than the 29th or the 31st rank from last season? Is there an opportunity for them to get better this season?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, you got your young safeties. Both of them got potential. You got the two corners, your bookend corners. Hayward is an excellent number 2. Like, I wouldn't ask for a better number 2. There ain't too many number 2s I can name. So them being there, helping out, like I said, you got those 2 receivers or whatnot covered. Then I like Oliver at the slot. He needs to be at the slot. I like him in the slot. We got potential. They hold up, then the pass rush we gathered can get to the quarterback. And DMP's like the blitz. He like to get to the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you can't, what did he tell us at the stadium? We can't miss those opportunities. They just too many opportunities missed. He likes to blitz, and he will get to the quarterback. If them corners hold up, which they will, because they're 2 best corners in the league, then we absolutely can be better than 29th. There's no reason why we should be 29th. And we will definitely get more than 18 sacks this season.
Last season, Dion and Foye didn't try to go downhill and get after the quarterback. Most of them was just playing coverage. trying to play contain.
Yeah,
they didn't try to go after the quarterback and try to blitz him. Now we got some linebackers. Rashard Evans is going to get after it.
Yeah.
Nick Kwiatkowski, regardless if you saw him with some flashes in Oakland, the highlights that he has is going after Matt Ryan.
Yeah. Crazy.
He went after him a few times. He got some more plays too. Lorenzo Carter. I just named 3 guys who's going to show some pass rushing style ability, regardless of where they are on the field. If they're the Mike, Sam, or the wheel linebacker.
Yeah.
Carter's going to get after it wherever he's on the edge.
I'm hearing they're going to play Arnold Ebiketie at the edge. Because that's what they did in minicamp. And they had him labeled as an outside linebacker. So I'm thinking Carter on one end and Ebiketie on the other. Possibly.
Well, it goes back to what Joseph said earlier about what players or what part of the defense needs to improve. And that's where it goes to the free agency. You know, you still got some more players available sitting at the house. If you get a veteran pass rusher, if you get a Justin Houston, I think somebody just signed to the Steelers today. Some got to find out, man. Really solid. I think Twitter was going crazy when he got signed to the 1-year deal. But I think he called it like $11 million. But anyway, the Falcons got a little bit of money where they can improve at pass rusher. They can get better. And I know they'll probably look at it and say, okay, Marlon Davidson, Grady Jarrett, Vincent Taylor, Anthony Rush. I mean, you really have to get one more solid veteran pass rusher in there. Beside Grady.
I agree.
Beside Grady.
Definitely agree.
So, the Falcons defense, did they get better or worse? They improved in some position groups. I don't think they just got better. They're not going from a 4 to a 7.
Yeah, because
or
too
from
many
a 6
questions.
to a 10.
Too many questions right now.
But they are doing a decent job with the free agents they brought in. Some of these players are going to be, like I said, it's competition. They're going to be fighting for the bag. D'Angelo Malone, Lorenzo Carter, Nick Kwiatkowski, Trey Anderson's there. I mean, he's a rookie, but he's going to be fighting too. I think he might. I low key, he's going to be. I think he's going to be the starting middle linebacker.
He's going to play.
I think he's going to be the starting middle linebacker week 1.
You don't draft no second rounders or basically first rounders. You're going to play. You're going to play.
Got a lot to talk about here on One Time for the Fan. YouTube, shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody on the stream. Head over here to the chat. Dave's up in here. What's up, Dave? Ron Thomas. What's up, Ron? Go over here to Dave. The Falcons desperately going to need one of those safeties to be a huge hitter and damn the rules. It's going to be Richie Grant and Jalen Hawkins. It ain't going to be Eric Harris.
Yeah.
Didn't he get injured trying to make a tackle last season? Didn't he get injured trying to make a big hit last year?
Hey, man. Yeah. Actually, he made a big hit last year. I ain't going to lie. Eric Harris.
He got injured chasing after Tua or something. Something he was doing.
He jacked somebody up.
Oh, it was the dude from Carolina.
Yeah,
Robbie Anderson.
He rocked his world.
Yeah, he laid Robbie out. Dre in the chat. What's up, Dre?
What's going on, Dre?
Oh, he got the name for us. Appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Ogunle.
I don't know.
I can't be butchering.
I should know this as a Falcons fan. I'm going to learn these names. I tell you one thing. I know more names than Jack.
That's true. Got too much going on, man. Got so much damn facts and shit in my head about these Falcons, man. Trying to get all this shit out at one time.
Yeah, I'm gonna get
trying to think of all these names, and then the Falcons bringing these names like just get a name like Johnson, Robinson.
No, you need to say dang.
More.
Say it. Ebiketie. Say it now.
Jones. Ebiketie. We gotta talk about Arnold Ebiketie coming up Sunday. Going over here to the chat once again before we get to the next segment here. I want a top 15 defense in terms of points allowed.
Me too, Dave.
So I want that too, Dave.
Got a lot of work.
Situation is you're playing some pretty decent teams when it comes to offense and defensive wise too. You got to go up against TJ Watt this year. You got to go up against, of course, Cam Jordan.
Yeah.
Vita Vea and Akeem Hicks for the Bucks. Not worried about Carolina. Who else? The Bosa brothers.
Both. Yeah.
Both of them. So.
Oh, TJ Watt.
TJ Watt again.
Oh, you said TJ Watt? Yeah.
I think Robert Quinn, is he still with the Bears?
Yes.
So if Quinn is there, week 13 or whatever it is, or whatever the time to come into the Benz.
Yeah. You say Aaron Donald?
Aaron Donald. Jesus.
You need to say Aaron Donald. That's the best That's the best fucking defensive player walking this earth right now.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to that game right there. I'm just letting you know right now. It's gonna be a tough ass game, man.
Hey,
but to be in that stadium, to be in that environment, I mean, it's an experience. So I enjoy it.
I just want them to fight.
Put up some points, man. I
don't
know.
Get out there and get beat by 30. That's all.
Yeah, because it can easily turn into a 45-14 game in a quick second. Shout out to Boo Man. Shout out to he's entering. Just got off of work. Get Boo Man up here. What's good, Boo Man? Boo Man, what's good?
I'm trying to fix my mic.
Yeah, man, want to do that. What it do? Checking the chat right now. About to get the Bodie's breakdown before we get to the interview I did with Falcons Corner on Twitter. Ice Cold Wolf. As long as y'all bend but don't break and hold teams to field goals, y'all can make the playoffs. Well, I'd love to see that. 7-3 every game, Falcons win. I'd love to see that for 4 quarters. But we know that doesn't happen in the NFL. Boo Man, we'll fill you in on what we got here shortly. Eric Harris laid out Robbie Anderson. It was legal. That's the punishing hits you're looking for, Dave. That's what you're looking for right there, right?
That shit was beautiful.
Eric Harris might give you one more this season.
Yeah.
But then he ain't going to be on there next year. You know Eric Harris won't be there next year. But shout out to Eric Harris for returning to the Falcons.
Appreciate him.
Help the young group out. He's the veteran safety in that locker room.
He got some knowledge.
He got a little bit of knowledge. You just got to show it.
Just teach Hawkins how to tackle. Rap.
How can I get on your show? Send us a message, Ron Thomas. One time for the fan on Facebook, YouTube, right there at the bottom. Hit that subscribe. One time for the fan. Send us an email. I'll post it up here for you shortly. One time at forthefan.net. We can always talk Falcons football. That's what we do here, Ron. We talk Falcons football. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow button. We're here for the season. We got so much to show y'all. So much to show. It's an 8 to 9 show. It's an hour show. But we talk so much about the Falcons. We have a good time. We just continue talking about the Falcons sometimes. We might go over. Bodie got to get to Bodie's breakdown. Go back over here to the chat.
He ain't got there yet?
We about to get there. Chat jumping. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button. Drake checking in from YouTube. Got them emojis. Dre and Dave over here having the chat. We about to get to the next segment. What does success look like for this defense this year in terms of rankings and progress? Being anywhere better than damn 31.
That's a fact.
I think you have to jump up past 25. You have to be at least 15 to 25. It shows improvement on turnover on downs. It shows improvement on pass deflections. Shows improvement on interceptions or sacks, tackles for loss. Special teams.
Yeah.
You have an opportunity to do that with a bunch of players who's fighting. They're not. I don't know. Some Falcon fans say the rejects, the Tennessee Titan rejects, the Bears rejects. These guys are not rejects.
Oh, man.
These are solid NFL players who's coming here trying to make a name for themselves on a team that can get better. It's a mental game, too, not just physical. Remember 2015? Remember 2016 going to the Super Bowl? Everybody's on the same page. Jalen Collins. Jalen Collins. Come on, man. Everybody's on the same page out here. All 53 have to be on the same page. Yeah. So ranking to me, in terms of progress, you got to get better. You got to be at least better than 29. Go ahead, Abu Man.
I say even Poole was starting that year.
Brian Poole.
He was solid. He did great, I will say. And then he went to the Jets and did what he did.
Getting ready for Bodie's breakdown here.
He was a system player. That's why he wasn't,
I hope I don't sound arrogant, but I love the schedule. I do.
I love it.
I'll be at all the games. I'll let you know how it is. I love the environment. I love the cities we're going to. LA to Seattle, Baltimore for Christmas Eve, Thanksgiving weekend in Washington, Thursday night Carolina game. Can't beat that. New Orleans in December. So the team has to gel. Chemistry has to be there. You get better. You plan, prepare, practice to get better. Like Eric said, you don't practice to lose.
Thanks.
You don't practice to lose, folks.
You play to win the game.
You play to win the game. Check in the chat here. Bodie, get ready for that breakdown. Chat jumping. Eric Parker in the chat. Eric Parker's right there. We just talked about it, Eric. We don't practice to lose.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Slap that on a magnet, put it on your fridge, Falcons fans. Remember that when you show up to training camp next week and sit in that damn sun out there in Flowery Branch. That damn hill is serious. Sitting at the bottom of that damn hill, see what happens. Shout out to Dave. Shout out to Dre. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I don't want to walk shade Ben, but don't break defense. Joseph's right here in the chat. We have a potential to be better as a team with the picks we made and with the free agent signings. You right about that? Hit that start button there. Dre's here. Put it on a t-shirt, Lisa.
Yeah.
Dre's right. I'm with you. Dimitrov was ass. We talked about it the other day on One Time for the Family, the other show. All those years of Dimitrov being a general manager, I've never met him. Never met him. I've met Fontenot like 10 times. He's for the fans. He's for the people.
Solid.
Boo man, everything okay over there? Stranger things going on? See the camera. Is 11 over there?
Yeah, I'm in Alaska.
God. Shout out to Eric Parker in the chat, man. Jalen Hawkins started out terrible, and towards the end, he was killing it.
Jalen Collins.
Then he got up out of here. Poole was great. I was mad when we let him walk. We should have kept Poole for one more year.
Didn't Jalen Collins play for the Aragonauts lately?
I think he went back to college.
He played for that team, the XFL team where He Hate Me was on.
Oh, man.
One time for the family. We got a lot to talk about. Probably going to hit the hour mark here shortly. So, Bodie's breakdown. If you missed it 2 weeks ago, Bodie highlighted Jalen Hawkins. And we hope Jalen Hawkins has a good season this year. You got to finish the season healthy. You got to compete. It's all about competition. Everybody wants the bag. And Jalen Hawkins can get it. You know? Saw some flashes last season. A couple games he got in. Not too much. 60% of the defense Dean Pease talked about they used last year. So now this year they're going to use 100% of it. So we get to see more Jalen Hawkins. We've seen it at OTA. So Bodie's breakdown 2 weeks ago was Jalen Hawkins. Last week he broke down Lorenzo Carter. In Bodie's word, Lorenzo Carter will probably lead the team in sacks. Look at his progression, especially last year with the Giants. Past 6 games, he did better than Dante Fowler did in the past 2 years with the Falcons.
That's a fact.
Bodie.
And you got him for a cheaper deal. So Lorenzo Carter is a pass rusher that Falcon fans need to be excited for because he could be putting Jameis on the ground week 1 by 3 or 4 times. He could be that guy. And he's a dog.
Should be. Go dog.
But this week, Bodie's breakdown. Find out who it is. Bodie, the floor is yours.
Who we got this week, bro?
Let's go with the Bodie's breakdown.
Look.
Let's talk about it, sir.
Y'all gonna hear that ignorant smoke detector. I know y'all hear that shit. I'm sorry. I'll cut that off in a second.
Fire department on the way?
I don't know, man. But
on the way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I own them niggas in my house. Anyway. Anyway, let's start. All right. We're covering Brian Edwards this week. Wide receiver Brian Edwards.
Brian Edwards.
Solid. When this pickup was made, I was like, man, wide receiver 2, instant. He got the talent. He's from South Carolina. 6'3", 212. His third season. This will be his third season coming up. Went to University of South Carolina. He was a 3rd round pick in the 2020 draft, the COVID draft. That's when everybody was at home. That's when there was no NFL combine because he didn't run a 40, so we can't give you a 40 for that. And coming out of that draft, Mel Kiper had him as the second best receiver in that draft.
Mel Kiper.
You know, Mel Kiper.
And who the hell is Mel Kiper anyway?
Who the hell is Mel? No, right. Hey, anyway. So yeah. And this man is South Carolina's most prolific receiver. He is the best receiver statistic-wise in South Carolina history. And I ain't talking about passing
hold on. He's the best receiver in South Carolina history.
Yes. I'm not talking about passing no bum-ass receivers either. He He passed Alshon Jeffrey. He passed Sterling Sharp and Debo Samuel. He got all the records. He broke all those records. He is that guy.
History.
Look at
Yes.
Not the city, the world, Craig.
Not the world, Craig.
Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe.
Yeah, like
Falcons
it
so
up,
hot they got the
share it
smoke
up.
detector going
Hey, man.
off. Check them out, Bodie.
Hot dog. Hot. Yeah, I hate ADT, man. I'm getting rid of them. That's
Brian
terrible.
Edwards, man. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, he's first in all kind receptions at South Carolina with 234. He's first in receiving yards in South Carolina with 3,045, and he's second in all time receiving touchdowns with 22. I mean, this man is it. Of course, the Falcons traded they got a steal. They traded him for a 5th rounder, and they got back Edwards. They traded a 5th rounder for Edwards. And yeah, so basically last season, this man he started 12 games. He played in all 17. He started 12 of them after that dude went to jail. It's hot. 34 receptions, 571 yards, 16.8 yards per reception. Per reception. And y'all think he's slow. He's not slow. He is a burner. He can get downfield. This dude can get downfield. Okay? 3 touchdowns. He had 11 20-plus yard receptions last year. So he gets downfield. Okay? And read a couple of scouting reports, and it says he's willing to fight for extra yards, and he's an excellent run blocker. Like, excellent. Like, he's very good. Very, very good at that. Active. He chased down. He's an active player all game, chasing down plays backfield.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And basically, he got 2 years left on his deal. So you basically count him as a rookie coming out of this draft. You can basically say he's a draft pick this year.
Mm-hmm.
He's only 23.
Mm-hmm.
So we got 2 years to see what he got.
Dre, we did get him and the 7th. We swapped the 5th and got the 7th.
Yeah,
so
we
we took the steal from that, and we're going to use that 7th most likely to trade back up to get somebody else in the future draft. Because Terry's all about picks, and he's a smart man when it comes to talking to the scout team and everybody about what they're looking for, growth and development wise with players and talent. Best player available is not only just about draft picks. They also look at that when it comes to free agents too as well. Rashard Evans is a steal when you're looking to upgrade at a linebacker. That's going to improve your run defense. Lorenzo Carter is a steal when it looks at coming to find a linebacker or an edge rusher who can get off the ball on snap and get to the quarterback. You didn't have that with Fowler. You didn't have that with Means. You didn't have that with Etheridge or whoever. Kaminsky. Oh my God. Who? So we kind of got a steal for that. Brian Edwards.
Finish it off with just saying, can he be wide receiver 2? He is wide receiver 2 to me. Automatic upgrade over the other receivers that we have. He's just his talent wise is better. He has the skills and the talent to be wide receiver 2 for us. So just looking out for that. And that's it, man. Just be excited about him because he is first round talent, basically, that we got for the cheap.
Brian Edwards, Bodie's breakdown. Another fantastic job. Brian Edwards is going to be number wide receiver 2. He has to be.
No doubt about it.
How many yards did he have when he was in college? Let's just go back to the college stats. Because fans they don't like to talk about it. They want to see the stats. So what was his stats in college?
No, his stats in college. Okay. Well, he had first place all-time receptions, 234.
Mm-hmm.
First place in all-time receiving yards was 3,045.
Mm-hmm.
And second place all-time receiving touchdowns with 22.
And his last stats with Oakland.
Last year with Oakland, he had 34 receptions, 571 yards, and 3 touchdowns with 16.8 yards per reception.
I would have took that. I would have took that more than what's that? Blake and Tajay Sharp.
That's solid for a team that got Hunter Renfrow.
That right, those stats right there What
And
probably
Darren
would have
Waller.
made
They
us
had
won
Hunter
maybe 2 more
Renfro.
games.
They had Hunter Renfro and they had Darren Waller.
Yep.
He held his own.
But now this season they got Devontae
receptions
Adams.
for 507. No, that's solid.
I talked to a couple of Raider fans. They was upset when Brian Edwards left because they know how the wide receiver group is starting to look, and they want Brian Edwards to fit into that new Raider offense, but it didn't work. But what was Terry doing?
They was more upset than giving Carr $100 million.
That's tough. How many times he got sacked last year? 76 times.
And
that's tough.
They gave John Gruden 100 too.
Carr got sacked 76 times. He caught the bag 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Raider fans still believe Carr is the future. Just how Falcon fans had that with Matt Ryan. So, as you can see, there's fans in the NFL just like us, Falcons fans.
Yeah.
They believe in their quarterback, just like how we did with Matt Ryan. But like we talked about today with Mariota, hearing what you heard, I sent the voice messages over. Some people want Mariota to get injured and go down. That's tough. You can't want that, Falcons fans. You can't want your quarterback to get injured and go down just to bring the rookie in. But Brian Edwards, I think he's going to be wide receiver 2. I think OZ will be the 3. As the official depth chart gets released, we'll talk about that. We're not going to break that down just yet. But Boo Man, when Brian Edwards was traded to the Falcons, I remember you hit the chat again. Brian Edwards, you knew who he was. Talk to me a little bit about Brian Edwards, how he can impact this offense and make it just a little bit better.
Well, it was a very important trade. It let me know that we wasn't being stagnant with what we had at the roster. We all had this conversation before the draft. We had 0 receivers. Respect to Zacchaeus, but that would have been our number one. That would have been our wide receiver 1. They was even talking about putting Patterson at receiver. So I just think it was a big upgrade. Brian Edwards is solid. It shows that we're using size this year. We definitely still have speed with Demir Bird, with Zacchaeus, so with Hodge. So, I mean, Brian Edwards it was a perfect match. It gives team our weakness was red zone, and now you have three go-to receivers that's over 6'3". So now we're going to games where you can't double. We got double. Kyle Pitts got double. 90%
multiple times in red zone. Yeah.
He got. I mean, even outside of red zone, he got double. We had nothing. Then now you have Drake Leonard, who's your 1. You got to account for him. You had to account for Pitts off the rip, and it's like Brian Edwards is just a complimentary piece. He's gonna fit right in. He's gonna do exactly what he's gonna do. I think as long as the ball gets to receivers, we'll be a very great offense going into the year.
So that run and gun offense,
and you got to block.
Like Bodie said, he's a really good blocker. And what also Falcon fans don't recognize is Drake London's a really good blocker. Carlo Jimenez spoke of that. He wants to lay a hit. Dude is 6'4".
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? He notices the mismatch, whether it's a block, whether it's coming off a ball on a slant, post corner fade. Separation is what the Falcons had trouble with in the past few seasons with offense. The wide receivers getting open, the route running, outside of Julio and Sanu at times. Calvin Ridley, of course, he has some good route running skills. But of course, when they caught the ball, yards at the catch wasn't mean much because we were still behind the first down. Where Calvin was catching it and running backwards, doing all those juke moves. I thought the controller was broke for a minute.
He was running backwards. I'm like, what is this dude doing?
It's like when the controller, the PS5 controller falls out your hand and the analog, it falls on the analog and the guy's just moving. Like, yeah. Calvin, what are you doing? The first down, first down is right there.
They had a meme out saying he had bets on them games and he was running backwards.
They showed a video.
I just think he was a little. I've always had a love and a knack for receivers that actually try to get the extra yard because DBs do not tackle. DBs do not tackle, or do they want to tackle? Your safety does, but if you have size, there's just no reason why you should be brought down. People that fight like Kyle Pitts, he fights. You look at Drake London highlights, he fights. if you look at Brian Ayers, you can go look at what Brian Ayers was at the Georgia the last couple of years he was there. You know, he's a big time receiver. He fights for yards. I just thought that it helps the quarterback out when you get a 3-yard pass and get 8 yards off of it, or you get an 8-yard pass and get 20. You know, it just helps to have a little bit more yak instead of catch and fall. You know, I mean, and to Calvin Ridley, I just think he was just a little too. I mean, I have no problem with Calvin Ridley, even if he came back. I just think at sometimes he was a little too finesse. You know, Julio, his early years, you see what happened when you fight. Nobody wanted to tackle that guy. He stiff arm, he going down the field. You know, but then when the injuries started coming up, he got a little finesse. You know, a little too finesse. You know, so I have a thing for a receiver to try to. If you're young and you, especially if you're playing for a contract, you know, and if you just want to win, man, go get that extra yard, man. Nobody can bring you down, man. You know, and like I said, DBs don't want to tackle. It's the NFL now. They're gonna dive at your legs. They just get the extra yards and make better of the next down. I think if you have anytime you have third, we have the lineup for the best third and short team that could be with the receivers we have. You know, so
the thing about this is too with the like with the route running and the separation, and you talk about DBs that want to tackle. When you're looking at 6'4", 6'5", 6'3", 6'4" wide receivers that's hitting the weight room, that's a problem on that field when they catch the ball in open space. Like you said, DBs don't want to tackle. You're looking at those Julio stiff arms. You're looking at the same offense Falcons fans want to see. You saw Drake London's tape when he was at USC. He finds the zone and gets in between it. Boom, wide open. Jumping catches, wide open catches, one-handed catches, sideline catches. And like Carlo Jimenez says, he's a punishing wide receiver. He likes to lay the hit. He notices the mismatch. A 5'10" cornerback. Okay, who's this guy? Catch the ball in the slant. I'm going to lower the short. I'm going to lay this guy out. He's a bully. You know,
what did Debo do? What did Debo do to guys last year? They just didn't want to tackle him. You know, and he got so much. Yeah, he got to a point where you didn't know his position because he was just punishing guys off of not going down, not looking to fall. You know, so I think we're in a good position, especially when you have a semi question mark where your quarterback's going to be. I think your receivers can help when they can, get a 2-yard pass and make the most of it. You know, so if you're not going to beat them with speed, beat them with size, and the NFL it balances from speed to size every now and then. But you have your speed receivers. You're not looking for a Tyreek Hill or Zacchaeus to catch the ball and run through 3 people. But I mean, if I see Drake London is one-on-one with the safety, I expect him to score that touchdown. I expect Brian Edwards. I said Braylon. He give me Braylon Edwards vibe.
I've been saying Braylon Edwards.
Braylon Edwards is a decent receiver too.
Braylon Edwards was legit.
Braylon Edwards solid.
But they give you, I just think if you get that one-on-one, why not? There's not a lot of DBs out there that's looking at people in their face and saying, "Hey, I'm gonna take you down."
And the thing about it is,
yeah, go ahead.
The thing about it is with Brian Edwards, you're gonna get your one-on-ones. With Kyle Pitts, you're gonna get your one-on-ones. Patterson might get you one-on-ones. Remember, Patterson had the one-on-one against the Saints last year when he caught the ball 32 yards. Matt Ryan hit him over that corner shoulder to drive us down the field to set up for the field goal.
Oh yeah.
How did Patterson catch the one-on-one? It was Zacchaeus, Tajay Sharp, Russell Gage on the field. Patterson was catching the one-on-one with those receivers on the field.
They weren't ready.
So look at this season, Falcon fans. Edwards, London, Pitts, Patterson. The offense has got a little bit better.
Yeah.
Just a little bit better. Not saying they're going to be the top 10 offense.
I was going to say, we had a run game. We just need one of those running backs to step up and be solid. Then the receivers will really open up.
Another thing about the run game, you had your flashes with CP, but then when you put Davis in, the flashes went away. So you need to get a true number 2 running back, Tyler Algier, Damon Williams. If they're going to fight and get extra yards, if a first down from Patterson turns into a 2nd and 4, and we do decide to hand off, it should be 1st and 10.
First every time.
We don't want the 3rd and 7. You feel what I'm saying? We're tired of the all right, okay, first down, first and 10, let's go. Okay, it's 2nd and 5, okay. Oh, it's 3rd and 9. We don't want that no more.
Yeah.
I don't want the Bills first and goal on goal line to happen ever again. All the way till we don't get nothing but a field goal type thing. Think about how many
San
goal
Fran,
lines.
when we got to the goal line
the
on
first
San
game
Fran,
of the
couldn't
season,
score.
the Eagles did the same thing to us. First game of the season. So it's just like, dominate where you can dominate. If it's not on the line, man, throw the ball up in the air, make somebody go get it. But compete, at least compete. When people go out there and they look at the Falcons last year, they're like, oh, we can man up. They got Zacchaeus. They got, so
Tajay Sharp.
they got Tajay Sharp,
Christian
so
Blake.
it's like, oh, let's stop.
Please.
Hey, they were Falcons, man. They were Falcons, man.
Hey, man.
We rep the brand, rep the logo.
But, hey, we're not even gonna rule out Geronimo Allison either.
Haven't even spoke about him in a couple of weeks. Geronimo Allison, Damian Byrd, Cordell Patterson,
Alden Tate,
Cordell Hodge.
That's what I'm saying. Throw the ball up, man. Make your boys go get it.
Frank Darby.
Yeah,
I like Frank Darby, man. I'm not gonna lie, man.
Frank Darby has to play this year. You have to play.
Frank Darby.
Yeah. You need to be dancing the first downs.
You have to dance. As soon as you catch that first down by the stadium, going to get lit up because everybody waiting for Frank to make some plays. His first touchdown in the band's boy going to be crazy.
Gonna be lit.
But
ready for that touchdown celebration from Frank Darby.
Think about how effective Alger Robinson was when he played with us the year we went to the Super Bowl.
Oh man,
you know,
even Marvin Hall, too.
Exactly,
they had the plays set up so that way they can get their time to shine. And if you don't shine on these plays, those plays worked in training camp. Those plays worked at practice, so they ran the shit on the field.
Yep.
So the same plays you're gonna see, like we talked about at OTAs, those mesh routes, those trip routes. When we saw Patterson, Pitts, and London on one side, who knows who's gonna be on the other side? Could be Edwards, could be Zacchaeus. You don't know what's gonna happen on that trips right. A lot of pick plays. You don't know what the separation is gonna bring. You don't know who's catching it. Could be Drake, could be Pitts. Patterson could be going downfield wide open. Mariota, it's
so much.
It's formula.
That's what I'm saying. You got Pitts, and let's not forget you still got Fitzpatrick from Georgia.
John Fitzpatrick, 6'7", tight end.
Throw it up to 6'7".
Just throw it up. Your red zone has gotten better. That's why I'm glad you brought this Brian Edwards Brody breakdown, because now we're talking about the offense. I feel like doing, we're over the hour mark already. We got 2 more things to talk about, but the offense, I'm excited to see what the offense is going to bring. Yeah. Because we have an opportunity to get better in the red zone. We have an opportunity to get better with the run game from Patterson to Algier. I'm telling y'all, Algier is my guy this season. I'm telling y'all, Algier should be the one going forward to lead that running back room.
I think we need to talk about Algier next week, man.
So we got so much to talk about on one time for the fan. But Bodie's breakdown. 2 weeks ago, you did Jalen Hawkins. Spot on, sir. Last week, you did Lorenzo Carter. Spot on, sir. This week, Brian Edwards. Spot on, sir.
Yeah, you see the fire went out. It was hot in this. It was hot in here.
Hey, you're talking about the wide receiver group, man. Falcon fans want to hear it. We're gonna check the chat real quick before we get to this next segment. Y'all good?
I'm straight.
Falcon fans, it's gonna turn up this season. Like y'all see how it is now. We talking Falcons football, but when the season starts, oh man, we got so much to give y'all, man. We want to check the chat right here. Joseph Avery. Shayna Avery wants to know, do y'all think Hawkins and will start game 1? Hawkins should start game 1.
Yeah.
We'll find out at OTAs next week or next month when we go out to training camp. If Hawkins is on the field on your 7-on-7s, if he's on the field on your 11-on-11s, and Richie's there, and Lorenzo's there, and Dr. Arnold's there, he's your starter. Yeah.
We expect him to.
Shout out to Joseph in the chat. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. Tell all your Falcon friends, tell all your Falcons family. We talking about the Falcons all day, every day. Wednesday, Sunday at 8 o'clock. Shayna Avery wants to know if Grant will start game 1 also. Yep, we just spoke about that.
With Grant.
Grant will be out there. Bodie, you saw it at OTAs last month.
Yes. Absolutely.
Your 7-on-7s and your drills was Richie Grant and Jalen Hawkins.
Yes. That's the young duo. The Falcons are high on them.
Mm-hmm.
They posted them on their Twitter page. They are high on them.
I didn't see the picture, like a media picture with Eric Harris and Dean Marlowe. The picture that they posted on their Twitter and their Facebook, their social media, was Richie Grant and Jalen Hawkins.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they want you to see this season. That's what's going to happen. Going to the chat again here. Shout out to Dre. That's why I eventually felt better about the London pick. Smith receivers has to be able to block in the run game, and he was the best one in the draft. You're right about that, Dre. He was the best one in the draft. We talked to Carlos Jimenez a couple weeks ago. Check out that rookie report. We got another rookie report coming up Sunday. Ice Cold Wolf talking about what Boo Man said. Bum ass Braylon. Braylon Edwards.
Braylon
shout out to Dave, man.
He an O State fan. I expect that.
Shout out to Dave. Man. It's time for Darby to show something. The team mascot act has to end. I know that touchdown celebration gonna be off the damn chain when that boy Darby score, boy. Who knows what?
I'm rooting for him, man.
Roll.
I ain't gonna lie. We got a lot of receivers in the room.
Got a lot of running backs in the room too.
I'm not gonna lie. I expect, if I can just give you a little, I expect, of course, Drake London, of course, Brian Edwards. But after that, it gets dicey. After that, I expect Demir Bird to make the squad. They signed him. You know, we signed him with.
Hold on. Don't give us your 53 just yet. Now.
No. I'm just saying receivers. Okay. It's just receivers. Okay. Since we on the topic.
Yeah.
Demir Bird, the keys.
So look,
I don't expect
that they're bringing in for depth.
I don't expect all
they're going to play them this season. They're going to play them. It's just that some receivers going to be on the sideline with the hoodies on the bench, telling the fans to get up on third down.
Yeah, I can see. I didn't take out a lot of potential. I can see him making it, but not playing. Yeah. But
I mean, you still got a special team, so I mean, you probably gonna hold about 7 receivers.
Yeah. When you go into the game against the Saints, you're gonna have 5 receivers, 3 or 4 running backs. Avery Williams is your special teams kick return, so you can count him as the kick return.
Stop saying that.
You're gonna have Cordell.
Then they put him at running back.
You put him at running back, but that's for flex, just in case situational downs. They need somebody in the wing back or a split back formation. Here comes Avery Williams. Why the hell Avery Williams in the game? You don't know what it is. It could be a check down. It could be blocking, but he's a situational guy. He's gonna be used like what's that guy's name? He used to play for the Rams. Little short dude. Tavon Austin.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna be used like a Tavon Austin. You know what I'm saying? But not to get that much playing time like Tavon Austin. But he's still there, special teams, kick return, and punt return. You'll be surprised as a rookie, he averaged the most kick return and punt return yards as a rookie. Avery Williams.
Only reason I don't like that stat, that just means we kicked the ball off a lot. We got scored on a lot.
I mean, I can't help it. But we was one win away from the playoffs too.
That's a fact.
One win away from the playoffs.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sade in the chat. What's up, Sade? Shout out to Eric was in the chat earlier. Shout out to Dave in here. So we want to go ahead and get to this next segment. We hit the hour mark. I did an interview with Falcons Corner. AtlantaFalconsCorner.blogspot.com. I'll type it in the chat here shortly. And Falcons Corner has some different predictions than what I have. He believes the team will go 3-14 this season. I have no problem with any Falcons fan opinion, because everybody has their own opinion, and I respect it. I'm not here to force you to know that the Falcons are going to win these amount of games this year. If you believe that the Falcons are going to lose those games, all right, cool.
Definitely entitled.
But you can't tell me, and this is not to Falcons Corner. He's a really good journalist too as well. He has a nice post here on Falcons Blogspot. But his prediction is different than mine. But a fan can't tell me Falcons are, I can't believe that the Falcons are going to the playoffs this season. I got to agree with you that they're going to win 4 games. I have my own opinion. You have your own opinion.
I just tell people, when you went into the season last year, where were the Bengals in your eyes?
Oh, come on. Look at the season with the Celtics. Where were the Celtics?
But the Bengals went from 4-win team that had a top 5 pick
to the Super Bowl,
which was a receiver, to the Super Bowl. Now, I mean, a lot of that is Joe Burrow, but they did that with no line.
A bad line.
Yeah, and then people crucifying them.
They had a pass rusher with a mediocre defense.
Yes.
I just talked about it with Raider fans. Their team wasn't that good, but they think that they can win the AFC West. These are Raider fans.
Raiders got some they offense looking Good.
With Devontae Adams now.
Yeah,
but Carr still got sacked. What about the offensive line?
Oh, line still boo-boo. Still boo-boo.
People betting on Bengals this season? Is that what it is? The Bengals going back to the Super Bowl? The AFC's on lockdown. Is Joe Burrow's conference now? He's the new what? Peyton Manning or something? We don't know what's going to happen, Falcons fans.
Think about the Patriots. Think about the Patriots first year, second year removed, and got a quarterback that nobody thought was going to do anything last year. And what did they do? They won. When they a playoff team?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, who expected that? They had no receivers. N'Keal Harry, that's all I'm gonna say.
They still don't.
So
exactly. So I mean, you could do it. I mean, it's just you buy in. You buy into a system. Everybody play for each other. You good.
So right here on the Falcons, AtlantaFalconsCorner.blogspot.com, did the interview with Falcons Corner. He asked this question. I know we're going over the hour marker here. Are Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith the right men to lead the team? Keep the answer short and sweet. I said yes. Went over about the tough decisions that were made with the free agency, with Matt Ryan's situation, the trade, the Deshaun Watson move, Calvin Ridley situation, flipping the cap. Now we got some money to spend. Next year, we're looking good with the cap as well. Picked up some decent free agents. One win away from the playoffs last year. First year with Terry and Art. So Arthur's not on the hot seat. Not just yet. He got about another 3 more years. He's not on the hot seat. Second question he asked me was the best road stadium to visit. I told him it was Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. I had a good time when I went to Miami. Soldier Field in Chicago. The fan base in Chicago is something else.
Damn. I think your mind is going to change when you go to the Seahawks game.
I think so. One time for the fan will be here. Seattle Falcons in Seattle. Falcons. I'll be there, so I'll give y'all as much content as I can. But State Farm Stadium in Arizona, that was my third stadium. The best 3 stadiums to visit outside of the Benz. The atmosphere, the nightlife, the food, the culture. It was pretty cool. Just to be a part of that.
You're gonna like SoFi too.
Yeah,
there's a lot. Your list gonna change this year.
It's starting to change right now as I'm hearing you guys say this. I got to remember I'm going to these cities. Yeah. He said one NFC South rival player you secretly admire. I said nobody. I'm sorry, but yeah, I said nobody.
It
says right here, one NFC South rival player you secretly admire in the interview, and I said nobody. It's all about the Atlanta Falcons. If you don't play for the Falcons, I really don't care about you.
Until we play you.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
If you can trade one Atlanta Falcons player to another team, who would it be? I said Caleb McGarry. One under the radar Falcon to keep an eye out for. Tyler
Algier.
Bodie, you agree? Tyler Algier?
Absolutely.
Under the radar?
Absolutely.
The gem, the diamond?
1,000-yard season.
Oh, it's going to happen. Touchdown. It's going to happen. He's a touchdown machine. It's going to happen.
1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns.
He eats yards for breakfast and he eats touchdowns for lunch.
There you go.
I like that.
Which game on the Falcons schedule are you most excited for? I said home game, week 1. Saints versus Falcons is the chance for the Falcons to go 1-0 against your rival in the Benz. I think fans will feel good walking out of the Benz. Bodie, Boo Man will be there. I think both of y'all will feel good when we walk out the Benz and the Falcons win. Beating the Saints going 1-0, the first winning record in like 4 years, regardless if it's 1-0. It's your first winning record in 4 years. And it's your first home win or home win at number 2. And it's, your first time beating the Saints week 1. It's big, but I'm not worried about Jameis. Not worried about Jameis at all.
No, we're just gonna sleep over Jameis.
Was that a trick question? Dave said. I don't know. I don't admire none of these players coming from the NFC South, man. It's all about the Falcons.
Might have been, and if it was, he had the correct answer.
Sure did. Away game. I said Falcons versus Seattle. Opportunity I get a chance to go see one of the loudest stadiums in the NFL. It's going to be crazy week 3. I don't know, man. Falcons at Seattle. Hopefully it's not raining. But I heard about that. It could rain. Could rain out there. Yeah. Atlanta will have a winning season if, Bodie, please chime in on this. Atlanta could have a winning season if. I said if you fix the mistakes from last season, play better as a team for 60 minutes. If you practice, plan, and prepare properly, you can go out there and get the job done. You don't practice to lose. We don't know what's going on inside the training grounds at Flowery Branch. We don't know what the playbook looks like. We don't know what the scheme looks like. We don't know what's going to happen week 1. But the Falcons come away with a winning record this season. It's a little bit of an improvement. Yeah. We have to at least try to get to the wild card of the playoffs to show a little bit that we're over the hump. But Bodie, Atlanta will have a winning season if they do what?
If they practice discipline and proper preparation, like they got to be on point. Now we're gonna have to overcome a lot. We're gonna have to overcome youth and a little bit of questions on different players coming in and if they should if they can hack it. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of 1-year guys in here, so
a lot of new faces.
And chemistry is important. So we got to build a lot of chemistry, literally, with a new team, literally. So the chemistry got to line up, and we got to be disciplined and prepared.
Yeah. Like Eric said, you don't practice to lose. But I know if you practice, plan, and prepare properly, that goes for all phases of the game: offense, defense, both sides of the ball. He asked me my record prediction. I said 10-7. We sneak into the playoffs. NFC is not that tough. Falcons can get the job done. You get the job done, number 1, starting your division. If you can beat the Saints, if you can sweep the Saints, you're going to sweep Carolina. Everybody's going to sweep Carolina.
Yeah.
So you got to worry about them.
They might not win a game. They suck.
Going back to check the chat here before we get to the next segment. Let me wrap it up here. Terry is killing it for sure. Arthur, I think, needs to show better situational awareness to me. I think he can be a great head coach, but he just does too much for me. So
he's learning.
He's learning. I'm hoping that his game management skills is not like Dan Quinn's. No, because those were bad.
He was terrible.
Those were bad.
He was god awful game management.
Coach and Arthur, Coach Arthur and Terry, 1 win away from the playoffs last season. With a roster that nobody thought could even win 4 games. The same 4 games they're talking about this year, where we improved in some areas.
With so many losses.
I mean, come on, man. The Washington game would have took us into the playoffs. The Carolina game would have helped us out at home. The Bills game. If that game was in Atlanta, could have been different coming out of halftime. It got colder going into the 3rd and 4th quarter.
Crazy.
Can't send a dome team down there just to get the job done. Eric Parker's back in the chat. We got a big show for you coming up on Sunday. The Sack Doctor.
Yeah.
Wait till you hear on Sunday. Sunday. We're going to get to that.
Dr. Pass Rush.
Been to Seattle twice. Great city and restaurants. Dave, come on out, man. Week 3. Falcons versus Seattle in Seattle. The Rise Up Tour will be there. I will be there. We're going to all the games this season. So we're going to bring you content from all over. Shout out to Joseph here in the chat. I think we're going to win 9 or 10 games this year. We were bad and won 7 games last year. I don't agree with a 4-win season because, in my opinion, we have improved on both sides of the ball. We're going to sweep the Aints this year. Go Falcons. Shout out to
Bring it into existence.
Shout out to Joseph, man. You hear these fans, right? That's why I'm talking about, hit that subscribe, hit that like, hit that share. Tell your Falcons friends.
That's what I'm talking about.
This is a positive podcast right here. We don't bash the team, though we do, speak critical about some situations and some players.
We real recognize real. We keep it real. We keep it raw.
We keep it real. It's 100%. But we want to uplift the fan base by showing you guys the positive way of what could happen this season. Everybody knows the negative way.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it. Everybody's talking about 3 games, 4 games, 5 games. What Dave Archer said, what Vegas said. We talked to Dave Archer at OTAs. Bet the house. Vegas wants you to bet the house on them 4 games the Falcons going to win this season.
Shit, I would.
Sell the dog. Bet the house.
Tell your mama, tell your pa.
Falcons only winning 3 games this year. Where do y'all see that? 3 games?
Yeah, ridiculous.
I'm gonna break down how the Falcons gonna easily win 9 games this year. I'm gonna break that down closer to the season, but we got so much to talk about here on One Time for the Fan. Shout out to Joseph. 9 wins, Joseph, can get you to the playoffs. It's the NFC. 9 wins last year would have got you to the playoffs.
Yep.
So I'll take that.
Definitely.
I'll take that.
Young team, I'll take it all day.
Might need to patent that.
Uh-oh. Put that shit on a t-shirt.
Before you patent that, you can send me an email. Happened right here on One Time for the Fan. Shout out to Eric Parker in the chat, man. Real Falcons fans in the chat, man. Quinn was the worst ever. Dre, you right about that? Well, no, Mike Smith was pretty bad.
Mike Smith was bad, yeah.
But
Quinn was bad,
nobody's more worse
I'm
than
just saying. Game management.
Nobody's more worse than Bobby Petrino.
Oh, shit.
Hickshaw boys with that Bobby Petrino. Going to Dave. I want the Falcons to beat the Niners from the old NFC days when they used to kick the Falcons. You know what? Yeah, we have to beat the 49ers this year in the bins, and I think we can get them this year. They got us last year. San Fran will return the favor this year. Eric Parker with the laughing emojis. Eric, it did happen here on One Time for the Fan. So Falcons Corner, shout out to him. Atlanta Falcons. Let me go back and just check it out. Just make sure I have his information correct. AtlantaFalconsCorner.blogspot.com is where you can check the interview that I did with Falcons Corner. Of course, Jack Spade also represents One Time for the Fan. So I speak for Bodie. I speak for Boo Man. So the Falcons will have a good record this year. And if the Falcons don't have a good record, guess what? All right, we'll talk about it. So what?
Same page, yeah.
We're not
delusional. That's why we're not delusional.
We're not. We're fans.
Fans.
We're diehard fans. So we talked about the top 10 corners under 25 years old. PFF has AJ Terrell, number 1. Some fans could say it's Diggs. Some fans could say it's Pat Surtain. But some of the journalists from PFF have AJ Terrell as number 1.
I seen the PFF yesterday saying he was number 1 coverage-wise.
And if you go back, at the beginning of the show, we went over how many pretty much small awards he had from PFF and Next Gen about coverage. I don't want to break it down too much,
but he's definitely
he's top 5 in pretty much every category outside of percentage coverage against wide receiver ones. But wide receiver ones ran from him. You know what I'm saying? They went to the other side. They went to Fabian. So he has like top 5 stats against wide receiver 2s and 3s. But still, wide receiver ones,
understandably so.
Yeah, they ran from him, but now you can't run this season. Now you have to look at the scouting report and say, damn, Casey's going to lock up on me on 3rd and 1. AJ's going to lock up on me on 2nd and 7.
Yeah.
So now you can play that. You don't have to have both of them pressing. One can stay up, one can stay back. But all that Desmond Trufant, Rocky Alford, 10 yards back stuff, that stuff has to stop.
That's true.
Because I remember the 2-yard catches turned into an 8-yard gain. That was 10 yards.
Man. Don't remind me.
And don't worry about the trip tackles when it came to Rocky and Desmond. And Desmond, I don't even think Desmond even learned how to tackle.
Never. He never did. No. Ugh.
Shout out to Eric in the chat. FBP. Yeah, we don't say that name around here. we try to censor a couple names. Dimitrov, Quinn, Petrino, Kaminsky.
Yeah.
Speaking of only winning 3 games for argument's sake and content, if we don't win more than 5 games, what do you guys think would be the reason? Couldn't fix the mistakes from last year.
Experience, chemistry.
Youth first.
Youth number 1, because we got a very young team. And speaking to a lot of the players, the playbook is also a big concern when you're transitioning from different coordinators or different people.
The chemistry has to be off for us not to win that much. Like I said, we got a whole new team.
Speaking of what Dean P said, the missed opportunities. We saw it last season. 2nd and 9. 3rd and 4. Grady's there. Means is there. Can't get him down. Eric Harris is there. Turn a -2 into a +4.
Yep.
Mike Davis is running the ball. +1. 2nd and 9 is 3rd and 8.
The world knew we running the ball right up the middle.
Remember the
Bowling
plays when
ball
Julio
can't
was on
get
the
us the
field?
first
You knew
down.
when the Falcons were going to run it. Remember when Julio went off the field? Defense was like, hey, they about to run it. They about to run it.
The struggles of
people knowing your team.
Sheesh. Predictable than a mug.
Man, it's so tough. We're about to wrap it up here shortly. Mike Smith game management was way better.
I do agree with that.
He does have a you have a point there.
You can't mess up. You're gonna give me in a rabbit hole right now.
Yeah, you have a point there. We end up talking about this shit for 3 hours. We go down the 2010, 2011, 12.
Yeah, you mismanaged a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
But I digress.
Mm-hmm. Going to the chat. I am very concerned about the front three on defense, which is why the Falcons have a little money to spend. You ain't got to waste no time. You can go get you a Justin Houston. You feel what I'm saying? You can go get you a veteran player. Remember what happened when we brought Freeney in? People said, why the hell we signed Freeney to a 1-year deal?
Freeney 8.
That's true.
Freeney was eating, boy. You need a veteran in there. Grady's your veteran, but Grady got too much to worry about. We seen the videos and the highlights. He's getting triple team. It's ridiculous. When he tells you over here on one side, it's like you watch your boy go into battle. Like, all right, man, I got you. And then he lines up, and then they can swarm Grady. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah. Because memes can't get to the same quarterback.
Fowler ain't do nothing. They didn't assist Grady at all.
Ugh.
You better go ask him. John Abraham got 2 more years on him.
The one thing about this team, than last year's team, we got dudes who hungry. Like I keep saying, we hungry. This dude's hungry. Fowler wasn't hungry. You know what I'm saying? He got the bag. He got the hell on.
I expect these guys to be man one-on-one coverage.
Absolutely.
I expect the ends to beat their coverage. I mean their man. If they're not getting double teamed, I expect Dr. Arnold to do what he does. I expect Lorenzo Carter to do what he does. I expect Malone to do the same thing. That's how if you help you help Grady. Mm-hmm. That's how you help Grady.
They're not triple teaming Grady this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
the defense got too much to worry about when it comes to triple teaming Grady this year because they knew about Means and they knew about Fowler. They wasn't weird shit. But now you have so much to worry about with the linebackers, that 3-4 defense. Where are they blitzing from? Why is the safety coming up? Is it Hawkins? Is it Dr. Arnold? Is it Troy Anderson? So the Falcons defense could eat this season. Joseph asked the question earlier, which side of the ball is going to be, most improved, is going to pretty much win the game for us. I think the defense is going to step up a little bit better this year. It's going to put us in positions to where we need those games to win. Fourth quarter, up by 3, team is driving down the field. I think the defense can, learn from their mistakes in the past and understand, hey, look, we really got to win this game, y'all. It's home games too. We got to win this game. We're up by 3. Okay. It's 4 minutes left. We got to win this game. I think they can lock in and just be a little bit better. The offense did the job of being up by 3 with 4 minutes left to go. Now it's time for that defense to win the game. Offense sells tickets. Defense wins games. Going back to the chat, Lisa's here. The soft coverage would kill me. Why were they playing 10 yards off? You got to ask Thomas Dimitrov. That was another reason too. Rocky Alford was only pressing because he was trying to hope that the referee didn't see the holding call in between. So if you guys didn't notice that, Rocky was
asking the press because they pressed, they was getting burnt. That's why they was 10 yards off.
Dog in water.
I would never understand it.
Mike Smith game management timeout. Ah shit. Get started. Here goes Eric Parker.
Hey, we didn't say he was a good game manager. We said he was
the best, but you wanted that fire. You wanted that. Go to Fox 5 after the interview. Just steaming mad, face red as hell.
Yeah.
Paper ripped up.
Yeah. Freeney ate every year.
Freeney ate. And Beasley had his best year. Tack is gone. Beasley gone. Those are 2 players that the Falcons did their best to try to develop. But after the one season with Vic, the flashes from Tack just didn't work out. Now I don't even know where they're at, both of them. But these were Falcons pass rushers that the fans were supposed to be.
They can't be on rosters.
It was tough. It was tough. But guess what? Since y'all talking about Vic Beasley and Freeney, talking about pass rushers, Dr. Arnold rookie report is Sunday. This Sunday, Dr. Arnold rookie report. If y'all missed the Drake London Rookie Report that I did with Pac-12 Network,
Tune in.
Carlo Jimenez, KXSC Radio. The Drake London Rookie Report was flawless. Everybody had a good man. It was spot on. Dr. Arnold Ebiketie. Ebiketie?
Yeah.
Keep butchering the name.
It's okay.
Rookie Report is this Sunday. We got Kyle J. Andrews, journalist, covers Penn State football. Just like how we had Carlo Jimenez, who covered USC football. When we get these special guests on, we're going to get people who's covered either the player or the college, whatever, for such a long time. They know everything about
real content.
Real content. I'm talking about real deal. So we have Kyle J. Andrews with us on Sunday. We're talking Dr. Arnold. Bring your questions to the chat. Blue check verified. Kyle J. Andrews. Bodie, you'll be here.
Already.
Boo Man, you'll be here. Chat, y'all check in. Sunday, 8 o'clock. Kyle J. Andrews, the Dr. Arnold Rookie Report. We got some questions here for Kyle J. Kyle is a journalist for Penn State University. He's covered Dr. Arnold for multiple years, all the way from he came from Temple all the way over to now going to the NFL. And he has a lot to tell us about Dr. Arnold. He's going to let us know what type of player that we're getting here, Atlanta Falcons. Because when you're in a stadium like Penn State, it's not like it's Montana State. It's the big leagues.
Big league.
Penn State is a really decent program in college football. And I think their stadium holds 105,000? 4,000 or something? So Dr. Arnold has heard that noise before. He don't care about playing in the Superdome.
Who's defensive rookie of the year last year? What school he go to?
Speak on it.
Hey Siri. Come on, man. Sunday, Kyle J. Andrews, Penn State University journalist.
We got questions. We need y'all in the chat.
Hey, bring them questions on Sunday at 8 o'clock. Kyle J. Andrews. We got some more special guests coming up for y'all this season. I done already contacted them. I done already spoke to them. So we got some more special guests coming up this season on One Time for the Fan. I wish we could do this shit every night, but I like doing it on Wednesday and Sunday. Bodie, any upcoming events that you know about that you'll be attending here to assist us with One Time for the Fan?
Of course, I'll be at a training camp. You know what I'm saying? When that ramps up, we're gonna be out there. We're gonna be out at Flowery Branch. Hopefully, not burning the hell up.
We will,
cool. But it's gonna be hot.
It's 100 degrees. It's probably
yesterday was the first day of summer. Bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been summer for 2 months now.
Boo Man.
Yeah. We usually get 9 months a year.
Yeah.
One Time for the Fan, man. We always have a good time here on the show. All my liquor's done.
Dang.
It's all out. Upcoming events Sunday. Kyle J. Andrews, Penn State University journalist. He's gonna talk to us about Dr. Arnold, and we're gonna have a good time, y'all. Dr. Arnold, y'all. The doctor of the pass rush.
Lit.
So we're going to find out some more about that. And then we have the Troy Anderson Rookie Report, the Desmond Ridder Rookie Report, D'Angelo Malone Rookie Report coming up. We talked about top 5 corners under 25 years old. PFF, some of the journalists have AJ Terrell ranked number 1. Falcons defense, did it get better or worse? They've improved in some areas. Not to say that they've gotten, they went from a 4 to a 7, but they've improved in some areas. I think we all agree on that. The recent interview that I did with Falcons Blogspot, that was really nice. His predictions is 3-14, mine is 10-7. Both Falcons fans are just different opinions. That's all it is. Bodie's breakdown, spot on. Once again, Brian Edwards. Will he be the number 2 wide receiver? Possibly. I think he'll be the number 2 wide receiver. Bodie, you think he'll be number 2 wide receiver?
He's my vote. We got my vote.
Okay. So we got Hawkins when you said your first Bodie's breakdown. He's a thumper. He's a big hitter, and he can play some decent coverage. So we'll hold you to that on Hawkins. You said Lorenzo Carter could lead the team in sacks, which is very true. So we'll hold you to that.
True.
And Brian Edwards could be the number 2 wide receiver. So
absolutely,
you're 3 for 3 right now, man. 3 for 3 right now. I must say, the Bodie's breakdown.
You showing out.
Showing out.
Put him on the whiteboard.
Bodie's breakdown every Wednesday.
Every
Wednesday, 8 p.m. Bodie's breakdown. The Rise Up Tour bus trip. I'll get Thomas in here. Sunday we got Kyle. I'll get Thomas in here next week. He'll talk to us about the Rise Up Tour bus trip to Charlotte. A lot of people are still booking their tickets right now. Hopefully we can fill 2 buses. In the past, we had 1 bus, so we almost had 2. But some people chose to drive after the first bus was filled. But we'll have Thomas in here next week to talk about the Rise Up Tour bus trip. Talk about some more Rise Up Tour events coming up. Upcoming events, Sunday's episode, Kyle J. Andrews. Y'all tune in. It's going to be a good show. Talking about Dr. Arnold. The Drake London Ricky report was off the chain. This one's going to be off the chain. So I want y'all to be a part of that. Training camp's coming up. We will be there. I don't know if you guys will be there the first day. I'll be there the first day. I'll be there the Friday. Hopefully I can beat Mr. Eric Parker to being first in line, but I doubt he's probably already there. Those are real diehard fans.
Oh, yeah.
Going to the chat one more time. Dave, I'm talking more of a space eater to pair with Anthony Rush. Dave, you've been mentioning it for the past couple of weeks. If I guess Vincent Taylor and Anthony Rush is their guy. I don't know where Marlon Davidson's going to play. I don't know where they see him on this 53. He's slimmed up to play more of the edge.
Didn't they just pick someone up?
Did they?
Today?
No, they have Jonathan, the 2 guys from training camp that they cut from Austin Trammell. I mean, those are training camp bodies. Who knows? Who knows? That's why we'll talk about the 53 when the 53 comes out. You know, we have more of a breakdown of that episode. But it was a great show today. Going to Joseph. Shayna says with the young studs on the edge and the linebackers we picked up, they can't double or triple team Grady anymore for sure. That is true.
Absolutely.
A lot of more gaps will open up when you see Troy Anderson, Nick Kowalski, D'Angelo Malone. These sounds like some brutal linebackers, man. Rashad Evans.
Some great blitzes.
Solid blitzing. They have to finish the opportunities that's given.
Word.
Yes.
If they get around that edge, they get around that corner, they get through the A gap or the B gap, they got to get the quarterback on the ground. All that chasing, paddling in the water like a dog stuff got to end. Get them on the ground.
And I dare a team to triple team Grady this season. They're going to get jacked up.
They're going to show his full potential.
Hey.
Going to the chat, Lisa, there will be a kickoff rally at Atlantic Station. Date to be announced. Of course, One Time for the Fan will be there. Let's just go over this. One Time for the Fan is going to be like everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the other podcasts out there. Shout out to everybody who's doing this because everybody's a Falcon fan. They all have their different opinions. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of y'all out there, a lot of podcasts. But One Time for the Fan, we finna be everywhere. From OTAs to the Falcons open practice at the Benz on the 15th of August. We're doing the post-game of the preseason games, Detroit and Jacksonville and the Jets. We're doing the post-game right after the game's over. We're on for an hour, probably an hour and a half, talking about the game. Every Wednesday, every Sunday, 8 o'clock. We're talking about Falcons football. Home games, we're there. Broadcast that night if it's a Sunday game. Away games, if Bodie and Bootman's not there, I'm there. I'm already booked for all games. I'm booked for every away game. From LA to Seattle to Cincinnati to Baltimore to Washington to Carolina to the Saints to Tampa. Every away game, I'm there.
You booked for that first playoff game?
Also booked for Arizona too for the Super Bowl. Go ahead, Bootman.
Yeah, that's the Super Bowl. I appreciate it.
What you want me to do? I'm a bird. What you want me to do?
Yeah, man, I like that. I like how you threw that in there. Yeah.
Week 1 after the Falcons Saint broadcast. Week 2, follow me to LA. I'm gonna bring y'all coverage from the fans to the field and to the Falcons. Week 3, I'm in Seattle with it. Which you can't see on NFL Fox, which you can't see on NFL Network. You're gonna see on One Time for the Fan. Podcast is gonna be jumping, man. This is just the beginning. Eric Parker, I'm already there. Damn
it. Got to be more careful.
Harold Poole in the chat. We will surprise some people this year. We have nowhere to go but up. We'll win at least 9 or 10 games this year. Harold, you're in the same pool as Joseph Avery.
I like how you put that twist on that, man.
I know, man. 9 or 10 wins. I said it. 9 or 10 wins is the playoffs. It's the NFC. 9 wins is the playoffs last year. So just imagine you get 9 wins this season. Dave Archer told us at OTAs, don't bet the house on the Falcons winning 3 games this year. Don't bet the house. You're going to lose your house.
Yeah, bet the over.
The Falcons will win more than 5-6 games this year. And if they don't, we'll be here to talk about it. Every mistake that's made, we'll talk about it.
The Cleveland Browns is playing Jamie Newman at quarterback this year.
Who?
The guy that went to Georgia and left. Then
that bum.
One time for the fan. See how we talk Falcons football? It just hits us.
Be crazy.
Before we get up out of here, thanks to everybody that's been in the chat. Boo Man, any shout outs?
Shout out one time for the fan, man. Shout out to all the Falcon fans. Shout out to Bo, Jack Spade with that pre-made drink over there. Shout out to that Bodie breakdown, man.
Tip your bartender.
Like you said, man. Bodie breakdown once again going crazy.
Yep. Every Wednesday.
Great segment. Shout out to you, Flip, man. Shout out to you being one time for the fan and going out to all these games and representing all the the games we can't go to and the events we can't go to. So yeah, man. Shout out to everybody who's joining in, man. It's gonna get better. It's just getting better, man. Every week's getting better. The closer we get to week 1, it's gonna get way better. Just be prepared, man. Because the people who's here, man, and tell them, Flip, man, we got some stuff coming up, man. So people who here now, man, just wait till you see what we like in about 2 months. Just wait.
We have a lot going on with One Time for the Fan. Can't really give everything away, but some of the people that we've been talking to get on the show, it's gonna be great to have some of these special guests coming up on the show.
Shout out to Dez too, man.
You finished Soup in the Flow? Shout out to Lil Dez. Bodie, any shout outs?
Yeah, shout out Dez, man. shout out to everybody, man, who put up with my smoke detector going off right before my damn breakdown. I mean, that shit was it kind of threw me off a little bit. I ain't gonna hold you.
Did you ever go get those noodles?
I'm sorry, I left the toaster in the oven. You know what I'm saying? So
God,
shit. That damn that frozen Tostitos pizza, that shit in there. Yeah.
Spoon scraping the bottom of that pot, Gucci. Hit it with the fork, ain't you?
Hey man. Shout out to y'all for putting up with my shenanigans, man. Shout out to you, man, Boo man. Shout out to everything that you had to contribute today, and shout out to Jack, man. Shout out to this platform. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Y'all keep coming with it, man. Y'all pump us up, man. It's just great. It's great to have that. And that's it. Shout out to the Falcons. That's why we here.
Well, shout out to Boo Man. Shout out to Bodie 3000 once again. Bodie's breakdown every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Excited to see what Bodie's breakdown is next week. But the chat, y'all been amazing. Y'all always been amazing since we first started this, and it's getting better. Keep the comments coming. Keep the questions coming. We'll open up the segment just to talk with the chat. You feel what I'm saying? And we Falcons fans, so tell your Falcons friends, tell your Falcons family. I saw Sade in here today. Shout out to Sade. You feel what I'm saying? Mr. Parker's in here. Mr. Parker is one of the truest Falcon fans I know. You feel what I'm saying? We real deal Falcons fans. So shout out to everybody from the chat, everybody who subscribes to the channel, everybody who sees One Time for the Fan and, share the page, like the page, everything. I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. But One Time for the Fan, we have so much to offer this season. Sunday we'll be back. Kyle J. Andrews. We're talking Dr. Arnold. Bring those questions for Kyle J. Andrews. Yeah, because if you want to know about what this pass rush is going to bring to this Atlanta Falcons team, you're talking to somebody who sat there with a pen and paper and a voice recorder and a camera watching Dr. Arnold for multiple years. That was his job. You feel what I'm saying? But he's also a big Penn State fan too as well. So he gets the opportunity to tell us on and off the field how Dr. Arnold is.
Yeah.
We're Falcons fans. Falcons drafted him. Y'all want to get excited when he sacks Jameis? You get to know a little bit more about him. You know what I mean? So show up Sunday. Well, there goes my iPhone 14.
There it is.
Rise Up for Life from Harold.
Yes,
Eric's in the
sir.
chat. Rise Up for Life. Great show from Lisa. Rise Up. Training camp. Y'all come up. Y'all pull up. Let's take some pictures. You know what I'm saying? Let's have some fun. Any podcast y'all want me to get on or One Time for the Fan, we'll get on. Let's link up.
You on there.
You feel what I'm saying? Anybody knows anybody, tag them. Tag One Time for the Fan. Bring us together. It's all about seeing the Falcons win. We all want to see the Falcons win. At the end of the day, nobody's going to get upset the Falcons go to the Super Bowl and win it. It's all about winning. One Time for the Fan on Twitter. One Time for the Fan on Facebook. Y'all want to be on the show? Hit that email up. One time at forthefan.net. Pay for that.
Had to. I was like, how the hell did you get that tag?
Pay for that.
Had to pay for that shit.
Got the license plate coming too. They said it's custom made, coming from Dubai.
Okay.
He said it's coming from Dubai.
One Time for the Fan on YouTube. Hit that subscribe. It's all about subscribing. Tell your Falcons friends, tell your Falcons families where we at. Every Wednesday, every Sunday. Bodie, Boo Man.
Sir.
What more is there to say?
Hey man, we give y'all an hour show and turn it in 2 hours. That's how you know we dedicated.
Wait till the season start. We might be in this month about 24 hours.
Straight.
We talk about the Falcons, man. We diehard, passionate Falcons fans. Wednesday show is all about Dr. Arnold. Sunday show is about Dr. Arnold. Next week, Wednesday, we'll have some more content for y'all. Whatever the Falcons do, we'll cover it. Whatever they don't do, we'll talk about it. We're leading y'all into training camp. We're leading y'all into the season. Here on One Time for the Fan. Harrowpool's too excited for this year. You and me both, sir.
Man, can't wait.
Wasn't too excited when I saw them swipe that PSL payment out my account the other day, but it is what it is.
Hey.
Thought they forgot about it.
Damn.
One Time for the Fan, we out of here, y'all. Sorry to take y'all over the hour, but one time for the Atlanta Falcons. One time for everybody in the chat. One time for all the subscribers, everybody who's here to support One Time for the Fan. One time for all the Falcon fans who wake up and believe in this team. One time for Terry. One time for Boo Man. One time for Dez. He's almost finished with the floor. One time for Bodie. I am your host, Jack Spade. We back on Sunday, 8 o'clock. Kyle J. Andrews. We talking Dr. Arnold. I'm your host, Jack Spade. One time for the fan.
Go finish that Parmesan.
Mad Dog 2020.
Did you walk the dog yet, Boo Man?
I'll give it a dance.
One time for the fan, y'all. We back on Sunday, man. Crack these jokes.
Is your dog walking now?